your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Inside handoff, that is Saquon Barkley. Broke the tackle, dove forward. The ball came out. The ball is picked up by Trayvon Walker. The ball is fumbled, and Trayvon is running it back. He's still on his feet. Trayvon at the 20. Trayvon at the 15. Trayvon at the 10. Trayvon is into the end zone. That's going to be a touchdown. Trayvon Walker picked it up and ran it back, and the Jags are in the end zone again. Dropping is Trevor. Looking, scrambling. Trevor's going to try and run it in there. He's into the end zone. Touchdown. A touchdown run by Trevor Lawrence, and it's a one-possession game with 4:04 to play in the ball game. Dropping is Trevor. Looking. Fires toward the left corner of the end zone. That ball is intercepted in the back of the end zone.
We kept fighting. We're resilient, and it's tough, when you find a way to get back in the game and you have an opportunity and it finishes that way. But I'm really super proud to be a part of that group, and got a lot of fight, and we just gotta find a way to finish these games. We've had so many one-score games that haven't gone our way because of some plays down the stretch, and so it's tough.
1010XL 92.5 FM presents Jaguars Today with your hosts Mike Dempsey, Tony Smith, David Garrard, and Dylan Denmark.
All right, good morning, everybody. It is not a victory Monday. Dylan Denmark decided the Jaguars are not worthy of music with their highlights, so just, your dry highlights. And I honestly didn't know which way he was going there, Tony. Inside handoff to Saquon. Was this the one he took to the house untouched on 3rd and 18? I'm not sure. No, it turned out to be the good play for the Jags. Is this one where Saquon makes every player on the Jags defense miss and jumps over them like Frogger? No, it wasn't that one.
I mean, it's an all-time run.
It is an all-time low light. Right. I mean, it's one of those ones where you've got Derrick Henry stiff-arming half the team into oblivion, right? You're going to see that played. When Saquon Barkley goes into the Pro Football Hall of Fame one day,
will be in there.
Might be the first play they show.
The first play.
The first play. Good morning, DJ.
Hey, sorry, guys, I jumped in there.
No, I mean, that's what we do.
Well, I was telling you guys off air, I've never seen in middle school, high school, college, pros, all my years of playing football, never even in practice have I ever seen somebody jump over players backwards. And successfully do it. And
I mean, cleared him.
Yeah.
Easily.
It was unbelievable.
I don't follow Jarian Jones, honestly. It's just an embarrassing play. But, he's trying to come and lower himself to deliver a hit.
But
you
he
don't
still
expect
is
that.
even high with his try to attack.
He's coming
Saquon,
down
so
and
he just
Saquon
jumps so much higher.
Holy cow.
And backwards.
I want to see.
After he ran out of one tackle and spun out of another.
And had an amazing
then he does,
spin.
It's
like
the whole
spin
thing.
was
it's
like,
crazy.
I was like, wow, what a spin. Oh, damn, he just jumped backwards.
He just jumped backwards.
Backwards.
Right? Well, the thing, we say it all the time. We hear when they're on the road, we hear the broadcast on the radio, then we see it on the TV. So I'm listening and I'm waiting. And Frank's describing this as the craziest play you've ever seen, basically. And he was right. He was right. It's certainly one of those, no doubt about it. How about, since the Jags have no playoff aspirations, and I don't care about Philly's playoff aspirations, Saquon v. Evan Ingram in a slam dunk contest? I mean, because Evan Ingram gets up now.
Yeah, he can jump.
I mean, we saw it last week, but he had a couple of plays this week where I'm like, man, he's just got springs.
He does
out there. But
it's good to be young.
I guess it is. I don't know if I ever had springs like that. I could sneak it over the front of the rim, Dave, but not much more than that.
That ball was rubbing the rim as
it was going through. But
the 2 times I ever did,
you get the bruise on your wrist to signify I've been there.
It
is official, no doubt about it. All right. Well, the Jags fall, obviously, 28-23. You can look at it however you like, and we encourage your feedback today. I mean, down 22-0. They fight back and have a chance to win the game. Tony Smith, you're a play caller, right? What are we doing with our third-string tailback having a jump ball? And I get that the whole idea of the ball goes where the defense dictates, right, based on the coverage. Okay, but why is Dearness Johnson on the field at that point in time? Is Travis Etienne in the doghouse? Maybe he is. That may be the answer. Because I think you want the dual threat guy who can catch it out of the backfield there. Now, if you're going to try to pound it in, you might have Tank in there. But, they're moving the ball. They think they need to be in hurry up. They get down there. Now all of a sudden it's time to calm down, Dave, isn't it?
Yeah, a little bit.
It's a 1:42 on the clock.
We
always
got
want to
time.
slow things down a little bit here, right?
Let's make some good plays here. Let's give ourselves an opportunity to where we don't have to throw a jump ball to one of our running backs and our third string running back at that. You get in a situation, the defense is going to dictate and tell you where to go with the ball, but I don't know how many times it tells you to go to the running back on a jump ball. Now, if it's press coverage and it's a linebacker there like it was, and you throw a fade down the field because he's outrun, kind of like how Saquon did,
sure,
then you make that throw. But not in a situation where you're saying you go up with the linebacker and go make the play. And if that is the situation, give your player the best chance to go get this ball. It's either him or nobody.
Or the pylon. Like the front
yeah,
pylon.
Right, like low into the outside because he basically Nakobe Dean's behind him.
You threw it to where the guy was, not where he wasn't.
Yeah. And the way Dearness reacted when he turned around to find where the ball was in the air, it's like he thought because of the position of Dean on the play, if he's going to throw to me, it's going to be behind me.
Like back shoulder
right?
almost.
Like that's the way he reacted to it on the play. And then everyone's going, why? What? Like everyone's reacting to obviously the worst result you could have, potentially on that play. But there was a lot wrong, running that play in that situation, given where they were in the game. But I do think there's something to this team in that situation. And it felt like almost panic to we have to score.
Yeah.
And any way that we are going to do it, we have to do it now. Like the next play is the most important play of the game, when I do think they were in a situation where it didn't have to be. Right? Like you could have run the ball in that situation and tried to use up some of the clock. But I think given the way the season has played out in similar situations, they're like, if we try to play it that way, we might not score. Right? Like that's in their head all the time.
Unless it's fourth down and you don't have a chance time is running out and you can't get a first down, that is your time where you've got to throw something up, kind of like Drake May when he scrambled around for 25 seconds and just let it go, because your coaches tell you all the time, look, it's fourth down. We don't have any more plays after this.
This is it.
Put the ball in the end zone and just pray somebody goes and makes a play. But that wasn't the time for that. We had more plays. We had more downs.
Tons of momentum.
Everything. And that's where, as a quarterback, you don't want to make a bad play because he sees the matchup there. Maybe just I'll sail it over his head because he's there and I don't know anybody else to get the ball to. And we'll just fight on the next down.
I think it started really at the beginning of that drive. And we talked about it a little bit on the postgame, right? Fred Taylor said, hey, look, we got 2:11 here.
Yeah.
Got all the time you want, right? You got timeouts. You got the ball at the 47 of your own 47. So you got to go 53 yards. You don't have to go 83 yards here.
Yep.
And it was like, intermediate deep. And then they get the PI, which great. That's fantastic. But it felt like they had like 37 seconds left, right? And they much less time.
Every play they had to score
had to get a first down,
play.
had to get a chunk every single time. Look, but it worked out and then they do get the big play to Austin Trammell, and they're set up at the 13-yard line. And look, I don't want to just focus on that one play. It's the one that basically ended the game, so it's glaring. But there are a lot. Austin Trammell can't have it. I don't care if it's your first touch of the season. You cannot fumble that punt. And it was a great hit, no question about it. Give credit to the guy who made it, but you catch it a half second later, you're getting blown up. Well, either you've got to be aware enough of that guy bearing down on you that you fair catch it, or you got to be able to make him miss, or at least hold on to the football.
It's amazing how if you haven't played all year and then your first time is a situation that impacts you like that, like the speed of the game, they don't realize it until it happens, and they're like, oh, shoot, I did not. Because when do you ever practice that kind of speed of somebody hitting you like that?
No one will ever
Never.
hit
you don't
that.
practice it in practice like that. So that just shows you that you got to be ready and on your game the moment you step in between those white lines.
And I did think, it's hindsight now, but I did think at the time, like, at least Parker Washington can handle the first punt of the game, because it's not like he's exhausted, right? I mean, he hasn't had a touch yet. Yeah. Exactly. So, make sure you secure the ball. You just got to stop. You got some momentum against a Philly team that had not scored in the first quarter all year. So let them continue to dwell on that for a while. Like, oh, my gosh, man, what is going on? And let them get in their own heads. But a lot of mistakes by the Jags, some really good plays as well. Trayvon Walker, I mean, I think if they review that 100 times, I feel like 97 times he's down by contact, Saquon, but I'm happy for the touchdown. Ventrell got the hand in there, and they ruled that it was a stumble that caused Saquon to go down.
And it was weird because he hit his leg, but it didn't look like that was starting his go down.
And that's what they ruled.
He ran into the guy in front of him, and then that started him going down. Because they replayed it, so they had a chance to see the guy's hand swipe him. But they were like, man, that didn't cause him.
It was a fairly quick replay as well for as complicated as the play it was.
I think it was because of the reasoning they had used to say it was a fumble, right? They said, right, when they had ruled it that way, that they said because it was a stumble that was that caused him to go down. And so when they replayed it, they said, yeah, clearly stumble. And I'm like, every time they replayed it, I was like, buddy, hit him.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I don't get, like, the first time they replayed it on TV, I was like, this isn't going to be a fumble.
Yeah.
The first time they showed it, and then they explained it again, and then the guy explained it after the game. Like, the rationale for why they didn't overturn it, I was like, this feels like one of those where the league is going to do something about that kind of play, where they actually have a little bit more discretion than, well, we said that, so, and that's kind of what happened, so we're sticking to it. Yeah. Like, I think in the future, that's the kind of play that isn't going to be allowed to go that way, but I'm glad it did. For the Jags,
right?
They desperately needed it.
The next play after that, Cisco almost picks off Hurts, and if he gets that, that team is mentally going, oh my gosh, what has just happened to us, right? And look, it almost happened anyway.
Yeah,
it did.
And should have. Let's talk about the return by Trayvon there. I mean, what ability, what athleticism. He made so many guys miss. It almost looked like he was Saquon out there.
And bouncing off those guys.
Yes.
Something else. Like, that was wild.
Tremendous play. Gave him a chance after, 31 yards in the first half for the offense. There's a lot to dig into today. It is a Reaction Monday, so we do solicit those calls from you and those social media posts as well. So hit us up with your reaction. That's your Chad and Sandy real estate question of the day. How do you feel about what went down yesterday? Jags losing 28-23 to the Philadelphia Eagles. You can hit us up at 641-1010 on the Garber Auto Mall phone lines or on the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures, or on social media at MD_1010XL, at 1010XL Fat Tony, at David Garrard _9 on Instagram, and at 1010XL Denmark.
Ain't no laws when you're drinking claws, baby.
All right, Pockets, you didn't. You went to the Florida-Georgia game, is that right?
I did.
Anybody beat on you?
Nope.
No, that's good. Good to hear.
Nope.
All right,
I got breaking news on the program, too, by the way.
Yeah, breaking news. Give us some breaking news.
Dennis Allen fired.
Oh, yeah, we're aware.
Oh, okay.
We just didn't feel like,
I got you. Just
going down into that hole. But, yes, Dennis Allen, head coach of the Saints, who opened 2-0. And we got I remember at least one or two calls early in the season, Tony. Why didn't we go out and hire Clint Kubiak, right, who was the offensive coordinator who got hired in New Orleans? And they put up tons of points the first 2 weeks of the season, and they have not won a game since. Nope. So going in the wrong direction. Not official draft talk, but the Jags are holding the number 2 pick if the draft were to be today. You know why? Because you got all these.
Soon enough.
They're like 7 teams tied with a 2-7 record, right? But the Jags have the second weakest schedule that has produced a 2-7 record. 5 losses by 5 points or less. That's 2 more than any other team in the National Football League right now. So, got that going for us. 641-1010. No Victory Monday shirts today, kids. This is Jaguars Today on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Jaguars
Today.
From the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios of 1010XL. Get insight from the Jags head coach.
I believe that our goals are still in front of us.
Doug Peterson joins the Frangie Show Fridays at 4:05. Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars on 1010XL.
Did you know you can charge the all-new Honda Electric Prologue in the same receptacle as your phone? You don't need any special charging stations at your home. Simply plug in your Honda or your phone. See your local Honda dealer now. We're electrified.
Epic offers. Factory direct pricing on AC equipment from Epic Cool Heating and Air. Call 904-859-EPIC. Epic discounts for military, police, first responders, and 1010 listeners like you. Epic Cool Heating and Air.
Hey gang, Prosser here, telling you once again about Chad and Sandy Newman. Mortgage rates are down, creating more active buyers and sellers. If you've been waiting, now is a great time to sell your home before more homes flood the market, driving down prices. So maybe you want guaranteed no-hassle home sale, but don't want to give up hard-earned equity to do it. They can handle that. You see, Chad and Sandy can take every problem you think you have and replace it with a promise. Chad and Sandy guarantee your home sold at an agreed-upon price and deadline, or they will buy it. The success stories are rolling in. Mike and Lisa in McCormick. We inherited a family home that came with equity but also a mortgage. We needed to sell fast to avoid extra expenses on a second mortgage. We heard about Chad and Sandy on the radio and called. Everything they say on the radio is true. The home sold in 3 days for full asking price. Call Chad and Sandy today, 904-414-6200, or go to chadandsandy.com. That's Chad, ANDSANDY.com.
Jaguars Today. You're settled into a Dream Finders Homes Monday.
This is Tony Baselli, Pro Football Hall of Famer. I was known for protecting our quarterback. These days, I'm extending that protection to a different arena, your home. I have partnered with Heritage Roofing of North Florida, your premier local roofers with over 25 years of experience. Heritage is your go-to roofer for hurricane preparation with same-day inspections and estimates. They also work with all insurance companies. Let Heritage Roofing of North Florida safeguard your home and family. Visit heritagenfl.com for your free estimate today.
State license CCC 1335410.
I'm here with Clayton Bromberg, the president of Underwoods. Clayton, I know you're the head diamond buyer at Underwoods, and you travel to the markets to buy diamonds. Why don't you just look at an emailed list and have them send you the diamond?
Frank, there are a couple of reasons we go straight to the source when we're selecting the diamonds we want to put the Underwood name on. First, as an expert diamond buyer, I have to see a diamond before I can really judge its beauty versus the price it's being offered at. Second, when we're at the source, we have huge selections to choose our diamonds from, so we don't have to compromise the Underwood quality standard. The result is we control what goes into our diamond stock instead of allowing a diamond dealer to send us what he wants us to have. The bottom line is we're able to offer our customers carefully selected, beautiful diamonds that we're proud to have carry the Underwood name.
Underwood, serving excellence since 1928 in San Marco, Avondale, and the shops of Ponte Vedra.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
Get the latest on the Gators from one of the greatest Gators.
Touchdown, Gators!
Chris Doring joins Dan and Jeff on the Drill Tuesday morning on 1010XL.
Go Gators!
Brought to you by the personal injury attorneys of Farah and Farah.
Whether you're navigating rush hour traffic or heading to the home team game on the weekend, remember, drive cautiously. If you find yourself in a fender bender, don't ignore those aches and pains. Injury Care Centers is there for you. Skip the urgent cares that treat colds and flus. They're not equipped to handle injuries. Go straight to Injury Care Centers. Call 904-783-0008. That's 904-783-0008. Drive safe, think Injury Care Centers, and go team.
Hacker here. By now, you've probably heard I dropped over 100 pounds with Awaken 180. And now we want you to come celebrate with me at Mr. Chubby's Wings in Ponte Vedra for a Florida-Texas watch party, Saturday the 9th. Yep, we'll celebrate my weight loss with great food at a Gator watch party, and for a chance for you and a guest to win a free tab at my table, text the word Chubby to the 1010XL text line at 641-1010. Plus, I'll have ticket giveaways and more fun at Mr. Chubby's in Ponte Vedra.
Hey, Jacksonville Koozies, it's me, Soccer Sam, for Salvatore's Pizza. Rochester, New York's favorite pizza is now open in Jacksonville, Florida, Tapestry Park at the Loft Hotel Plaza. Daily $10 deals, dine in with beer and wine, and delivery at salvatores.com. The famous Formoso family brings Salvatore's Pizza, Rochester's favorite pizza, including our 32-piece sheet pizza for your next event. Go with me, baby. Salvatores.com.
Navy Mutual was created by service members for service members, so we know what it means to serve. Our policies have no active duty service restrictions, so you can rest assured that you're covered no matter your duty station, home or abroad. To go even further, we promise that premiums will not be higher for those who serve in dangerous environments, including aviation, diving, or on deployments. Let us help you protect those you love the most. Learn more at NavyMutual.org.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. He's our QB. It's a David Garrard Monday on 1010XL. Brought to you by WaterboyJax.com.
All right, Jags fall to 2-7, 28-23 loss to the Philadelphia Eagles. Could have won it. Could have lost it by a lot more as well. All right, Nick Sirianni going for it. And me personally, I don't think he's as crazy as, I driving home yesterday, I'm hearing people just killing him, what have you. And look, it's an over 90% success rate on that play. It's probably similar to their success rate on kicking extra points because it's not an automatic with the kicking the extra point anymore, going from the one, that is. So they try to draw you off, and they get you there from the one. They're like, well, 9 out of 10 times, if we miss this one, we'll make the next one. The odds are overwhelming that we're going to make it up. So they're just like, whatever. But then what was interesting was the third time, they had it fourth and less than a yard. They're like, we're not going to try that again. And they were unsuccessful, but, did the Jags show something that got them out of it? Whatever the case, passed up a field goal, went for it on fourth down. Good pass breakup by Darnell Savage on that one. That's where I'm giving him grief. He just never took 3 points. Right. Ever. Okay, the tush push, we got you a few times, great. Then they did it again, and then they tried to scramble, and then they had another opportunity, and that's when I was like, all right, you should be kicking 3 here, give your team some momentum, and he doesn't. That's where I'm just like, dude, you stop looking at these analytics and all this kind of stuff. Just the flow of the game, get your team some points here. I hear you. It's very defensible to kick the extra point and go up 17, right? But if you got a play that's that automatic, they've barely been stopped in the last couple of years. I mean, I don't know what the numbers are this year. Last year was 93.5% success rate on that play. Any play that you have and that's 93% successful, you should run it every single time.
Especially when it's worth a point.
Yeah. Right, an extra point.
Yeah.
And the analytics, bear out. And by the way, I'm sure they're because they've been second-guessing Sirianni the whole season and beyond, but they are 6-2. So, you know what I mean? No matter what, and you could say, well, he's doing everything to keep the opponent in the game. Maybe he did in this game. Not intentionally, obviously, but anyway, that's their issue to deal with up in Philadelphia. Here, we've got plenty of our own, so let's get to the phone lines. The Garber Auto Mall phone lines, starting with Paul on the north side on this Monday. Good morning, Paul.
Hey, good morning. Listen, they got Philadelphia's Kellen Moore. This is his first season as the offensive coordinator. How do you look 1,000 times better than that guy, Press Taylor, we have? This is embarrassing. 32 yards in the first half. And granted, Sirianni is not a good coach. They want him out of Philadelphia as well. But Doug Peterson's got to go. Press has got to go. This is a disgrace. How would he not pick up Saquon Barkley in the offseason? That guy would have been so great in our offense right now, and he would have carried us and maybe got us a few more wins. But, man, it's unexcusable to have losses. They have 4 losses by 5 points or less. That's just bad coaching.
All right, thank you, Paul. The idea of the Jags signing Saquon Barkley this offseason would have been preposterous. Yeah. Quite frankly. Not a good use of resources. You've got a first-round pick invested in Travis Etienne. You picked up his 5th-year option. You got a third-round pick invested in Tank Bigsby, and he's played very well this year. And would Saquon be doing the same things behind this offensive line? I don't know, right? You can say that about a lot of teams in the National Football League. Why didn't they pick up Saquon Barkley? You can say that after the fact that, the Giants who had him, bad decision, but they didn't think he was worth that money. So I'm not going to fault them for not signing Saquon Barkley this offseason.
This is what I'm going to fault the Jags for never coming out and starting the game and hurry up.
Oh.
I've been saying that for the last few weeks now. Like, as soon as we get into it in the second half, it starts to come alive. We got to start the game some way, somehow, in a hurry up, just so we can get things flowing, because it doesn't matter if we huddle up every time and we're off the field 3 and out 3 or 4 times in a row. Our defense is already out there, so we might as well do some hurry up and give ourselves a chance, because that seems to be the best time and gives Trevor the best flow for the game. So let's try to start a game that way at some point.
How flexible is, you hear teams talk about the script to start the game, like 10, 15 plays, whatever it is, a dozen plays, whatever it is. How flexible is that when you're actually, the game is kicked off, now we're going on the field for the first time? How much of it is we're reacting to what we're seeing the defense give us as we come onto the field, and how much of it is, well, we said on Wednesday, this is our first play, so this is our first play? How flexible is that situation?
Yeah, usually when it's your first play, that's your first play. It's not all right, we watched them warm up, so now we've got a different play. Yeah, because you practice those plays and you go through them and you get your mind ready for them. You go to bed, you're thinking about the first few plays. Now, when you get to third down, it might be 3rd and long as opposed to 3rd and short, so those plays vary a little bit. But once you get right back to first down again, then you're right back on script again. So
but they're just not very good at the beginning of the game. No. Like I asked Fred Taylor yesterday, should they just throw the script away and just kind of call it organically and maybe have the first couple of plays or something, and then okay, let's see what looks they're giving us, and let's just call the game.
Yeah.
You have to do that anyway once you run out of the first 15 or however many you're putting on a card. All right, Paul, thank you for the call. Appreciate it. I don't agree on the Saquon point. I mean, obviously, Kellen Moore's been around for a while, by the way, and you might say he's got better raw material to work with. I will ask this, because I'm listening to the guys yesterday in the 5th quarter going, where's Brian Thomas demanding the ball? And I watching on TV, you can't always tell, is he on the field, right?
Yeah.
And so I went back and looked. He played the most snaps of any Jaguar wide receiver yesterday. He played 49 snaps, and the ball hardly went his way. I thought maybe I'm going to look, and it's going to turn out he didn't play that many snaps because the injury was bothering him. They used him like on the 2-pointer because you're not going to get hit on that play. You saw that last catch he had. He caught it. He kind of turned and went right to the ground on his own. So I do wonder if he was more in decoy mode being on the field yesterday.
Well, but if we're going to throw the ball to you at all in the game, we might as well just throw the ball to you until you say, look, don't throw it anymore. I can't take any more shots.
Well, maybe it came down to it because they had that one catch in the first half, right? And he kind of ran out of bounds. And then he gets that catch on the 2-pointer, which you're not going to get a hit.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, it's go time. It's winning time. Got to have it. And he caught it, but he kind of turned and protected himself, it looked
and
like.
You don't want to throw him balls where he has to go through the middle of the field, because that's when you start getting hit hard. So you give him balls, you might give him a fade where he's just him and the DB going down there. You might give him a out route, a quick out, whatever it is, stuff that he can protect himself a little bit. But you can still dial up routes for him to catch the ball and be a part of the game plan.
Yeah, you need if you're out there for 49 snaps.
Yeah, if you're out there, you might as well get a few thrown to you.
You would think. Let's go to Sean on the south side up next on Jaguars Today. Good morning, Sean.
Hey, good morning. Thanks for taking my call, fellas.
Sure.
I guess y'all sensed where I was going at this morning, because I was definitely going to ask that question. And DG, maybe you can answer this better, man. Why aren't we going to BTJ more? Like, the last play, that's definitely why I would have went at with the ball. I wouldn't have went to a third-string running back. And my ultimate question is, does they believe in BTJ enough? Does Trevor believe in BTJ enough to rely on him, let him be his number one target? And I'll take y'all comments on that.
Yeah, I am a little bit – I think about that a little bit too. Why don't we feed him more often, especially now?
Because their philosophy – I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying their philosophy is the ball goes to where the defense dictates
and
it goes to.
That's fine. I've been in a lot of those systems, but there are still opportunities for you to get the ball to particular guys. You're not going to do it, 90% of the game, but you want to make sure when they say you want to feed a guy, you want to get him touches so that he can get, acclimated in the game and get his juices going and let him kind of ball out a little bit. I'm not saying you're throwing it to him every time, but you want to make sure you don't forget certain guys. When you have Jimmy Smith out there were quite a few first halves where he didn't get very many touches, and he will let you know. Of course, he's he was a vet at that time. He's like, look, you got to give me the ball. I'm going to kill whoever is on me. You got to know, and you got to be able to feed those guys because they will. He didn't make a lot of noise if he's not making plays, so you can forget about him a little bit, just like they did in the game. You got to be able to throw the ball to him. You got to be able to draw up plays where he is catching balls.
By the way, I'm not defending that philosophy. I'm just saying that is what their philosophy is.
I get
right?
it. Every coordinator is going to say that.
There's some of that. Okay, there's that on one end. There's another end. Well, the guy's triple teamed. I'm not going to force it to him in that circumstance.
That's different.
So there's somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. You can't blame it just on the injury this week, okay? Because they haven't been getting in that level of looks all season long.
We've never really forced the ball.
Right, like that 15-target game where just like we're just going to pick on this until they stop it kind of thing. I'm with you.
And if you got somebody being triple teamed, why Evan Ingram should be killing it then if they're...
Somebody should be.
Somebody else should be.
I'm with you. All right, we got to take a time out here. Stay on the line. We'll get to you coming out of it on a Reaction Monday. This is Jaguars Today on 1010XL 92.5 FM. Hey, folks, Mike Dempsey here for Awaken 180, weight loss team that never lets you down, always comes through and delivers on their promises every single time. What do they promise? Well, they promise a lot. They promise you're going to lose weight rapidly, about 4 to 5 pounds a week. You're going to do it by eating to lose weight. No exercise regime required, no medications, no injections, nothing like that. And as the pounds fall off, you're going to feel better about yourself. It's going to become kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy. You're going to change your attitude towards eating, and you're going to shed all this weight that's been hanging on for so long. But here's the biggest promise of all. Meet your goal, and they're going to give you free support and coaching for life to help you maintain that weight loss. Anybody who's tried to lose weight in the past knows how difficult that can be. Awaken 180 takes the decision-making and the thought process out of it. They've got coaches that have been through this with over 21,000 people over the years and over a 98% satisfaction rating from their customer base. Call 844-346-1800 for Awaken 180 or schedule your consultation online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Jaguars Today. You're at the home of the Jaguars in the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Now that's what I call high-quality H2O.
If you want high-quality water in your home at a fair price that won't scare you to death, then talk to someone who knows water and is not a pushy salesman. Contact your local water boy, Keith. I install premium equipment and can repair or even rebuild your existing system. In a business known for aggressive sales tactics, let me show you how my approach is different. If you've got any water problems, contact the water boy at waterboyjack.com.
Hey, it's Angela and Brian Wall. How many companies do you know in this day and age that actually want their potential customers to call their competition and get quotes from them?
That's what WonderWorld wants you to do. WonderWorld knows there are other window companies out there, but we also know those other guys. When compared to WonderWorld, they can't offer you the quality at the price that WonderWorld can.
And with WonderWorld, you get the absolute best guarantee there is in the window replacement business.
If anything goes wrong with your new WonderWorld windows, 5 years from now, 10, 15, 50, WonderWorld and I will be there to fix it for you. You get peace of mind with WonderWorld, and to top it off, WonderWorld windows increase the value of your home. So look what you get with WonderWorld. Quality windows, low price, the best guarantee in the business, energy savings, and an increase in the value of your home. A win-win for you.
Call WonderWorld today and get your free in-home estimate or see them online at WonderWorldNEFlorida.com.
WonderWorld, simply the best for less. Thank you for your business.
Window World also offers energy-efficient doors.
Does the building you go to work in every day need a little love and attention? Jason Parker here with Performance Painting. Great companies take great care of the buildings their staff and customers walk into every day. If the building you're in doesn't match the vision you have for your company, we can help. Go to performance-painting.com. Our highly trained team makes the difference. Quality coatings applied with pride.
Performance painting. Dreamfinders Homes Monday.
Jaguars Today.
If you're like most Americans, you have a ton of credit card debt and you're paying insane interest rates on that debt every month. Same for car loans and personal loans. Stop getting ripped off. Let Loan Pronto consolidate that debt for you at a significantly lower rate using the equity in your home. Hey, it's Prosser here, and Loan Pronto's Express Equity Line of Credit can get you up to $500,000. So you can consolidate your debt in as fast as 5 days. Their average client saves over $1,000 every month by doing this. Right now is the best time to act. With an Express Equity Line of Credit, you can access up to 90% of your home's equity, usually without an appraisal. Don't put it off. Get your financial house in order for the new year and call Loan Pronto now to see what you can save. It's a free quote and there's no credit pull, unlike the other guys. Call now, 904-999-1508 or go to loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval.
Hey, 1010XL family. Dr. Chris Cott PT here with Premier Physical Therapy of Jacksonville. Are aches and pains holding you back from doing activities you love? Pickleball, golf, or just day-to-day living? Are your kids struggling with injuries and need to get back in the game? My team of experts are ready to serve you at 3 locations, Ponte Vedra, San Pablo, and Phillips Highway. Visit PremierPTJax.com or call today at 904-996-6922, 904-996-6922, PremierPTJax.com, where your journey to wellness begins.
Now, it's time to showcase the Crown Royal Special Teams Player of the Game. Live generously and life will treat you royally.
Logan Cook whipped up a spectacular showing against Philadelphia. The Jacksonville punter tallied 5 punts for 238 yards, with his longest going for 56 yards. When it comes to the king of punting, Logan Cook is the one who sits on the throne, and he's your Crown Royal Special Teams Player of the Game.
Grinding out good grades can be just as challenging as winning games. That's why 1010XL salutes the Scholar Athlete of the Week.
Brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists and the Plumbers and Pipe Fitters Local Union 234. Wednesdays on The Frangie Show.
Hi, I'm Mac with Baker Glass. Are you tired of wrestling with your old shower curtain? Then say goodbye to the curtain chaos and hello to a new frameless shower enclosure. Wago Glass is clear, classy, and won't stick to you like a toddler at bedtime. Plus, it makes your bathroom look bigger and brighter. Upgrade your shower experience and step into style. Call me at Baker Glass and get ready to love your new glass shower enclosure. Baker Glass, no one treats you better.
Why do you choose Farah & Farah? First, we have the financial resources to take on any insurance company. And our track record proves that we know how to win. Our attorneys and staff are a team, and we've worked together for decades. To us, our job is much more than just a paycheck. We love to help. And this is important. We never forget. It's not about us. It's all about you. Farah & Farah, Jacksonville.
This is Dr. Kevin Kaplan, head team physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jags, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
The Jags fell to the Eagles in yesterday's contest, 28-23. Jacksonville logged just 31 yards in the first 2 quarters, the second worst offensive output in the first half of a game in team history. QB Trevor Lawrence on the struggles of having a slow start.
It's been an issue, so it's something we got to fix. I think we didn't do anything in the first half for one reason or another. There's a couple factors, but we just gotta improve there. It's just hard. Obviously we gave ourselves a chance to come back and win the game, but we had to have a lot of plays go our way, and we had to make a lot of plays and put ourselves in a tough spot. We shouldn't have to do that every week. We got to look at it and how do we start better? How do we just move the ball, get in a rhythm? It seemed like we were just really stagnant at first and couldn't possess the ball, and our defense was on the field a lot. We got to get better at that.
Sound courtesy of Jaguars.com. I'm Molly McDonald with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars Update.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. It's a David Garrard Monday on 1010XL. Brought to you by WaterboyJax.com.
All right, this one on Twitter from Optimus Prime Rib, very clever. y'all are surprised the season is over? That win would have done nothing but ruin draft position. I mean, that's your point of view, but that's not where I'm at. I'm in the mode like I'm, wanting this team to win football games and improve and get better and show me something. In the end, look, once they're mathematically eliminated, I hope they get the best draft position possible. And I'm not suggesting the playoffs are a realistic possibility. That doesn't mean I wouldn't like them to win a few more games and narrow the field a little bit, narrow the gap, and at least give yourself a chance, a prayer going into the month of December. So that's how I feel. And you're certainly entitled to feel that way as well. I mean, there have been plenty of times in the past when you realize, Tone, Trevor Lawrence is the prize. We better not win another game, for instance, right? And, advocated for that the rest of that season.
Yeah. Looking at the wild card positioning of the Jags, they're 3 games back with 8 to play.
3 games back. Wow. Right. I mean, that's just if you had won 2 of these stupid games that you've lost so close, just 2 of the 5 that you've lost by 3 points or less. That was there for the taking yesterday. And you could have said anything you want. We're not going anywhere. It doesn't change anything. Fine. Changes the standings just a little. Then you'd be 2 games out of the wild card.
Yep.
And I don't expect them to get on some run now. They haven't shown that they're going to do that. Somebody else pointed out, hey, it's a different aspect of the team that's letting us down every week. I think the defense had the better of it this week for sure. They had their moments of failure as well, right? I mean, and the special teams has been almost pristine this year. Really has been pretty much mistake-free, and then you get that. Besides yesterday. Yeah. All right, let's get back to it. Brad and Avondale next up here on a Reaction Monday. Brad, good morning.
Hey, good morning, gentlemen. One thing that I noticed when I'm watching other teams across the league, especially some of these top teams, it feels like a lot of these coaches and offensive coordinators, it looks like they are scheming or designing their offense to suit the strengths of their players, the people they have on their roster, their top talent. Whereas, when I watch the Jags offense, it feels very vanilla, very predictable. They're not getting guys the ball who need the ball, like Brian Thomas Jr., like that little end around that they ran yesterday. Just stuff like that. Doesn't seem like we're doing enough of that. We're just basically running an offense for the sake of running an offense, and I could be wrong. So I want to get your opinions on that, and I'll take the comments off the air. Thanks, fellas.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, it does seem like we're just calling plays. Like, we're not calling a play for a particular player. We're just calling plays. Trevor, go through your reads. And that's fine when everything is operating good. You can just call plays. But we've been sitting here saying for the last few weeks, BTJ needs to be targeted more often, and he hasn't. Evan Ingram, he should be targeted as often as BTJ. He is a hell of a player, but it doesn't seem like he is. How often do we see Evan Ingram line up by himself with whoever's on him, and we just get him the ball? We just throw the ball over there because he is that dynamic of a player.
He did have 10 targets yesterday.
Great.
I'm just saying. I mean, they came out like right out of the gates and tried to hit him pretty deep down the field. Mm-hmm. Couldn't connect.
I forget that we had a first half yesterday.
I understand.
That's also
But some of those targets did occur in that first half.
I'm sure 9 of them were in the first half.
The worst target of Evan Ingram's career comes on 4th and a freaking inch, and we check out of, I guess, a quarterback sneak at that point to throw it to Evan Ingram when he's not even to the line of scrimmage? Like, what in the world was that decision?
First of all, that's going to be a hard throw for the quarterback. It's going to be a tough catch and then try to turn upfield when the guy is right there on your upfield hip. Like, that's going to be hard to make that play.
If you remember that in your mind's eye, okay, the defender's coming in from the left, but he wasn't right on Trevor. Did Trevor, I don't say panic. Did he get rid of it too quick? Should he have let Evan Ingram try to, get around that guy or something? Or was that just the play designed to, if I get this look, I'm going to throw it to you immediately?
I think that was a look, and that's how they had repped it before, because that's, 4th and 1, so we've got to do it like this. And he got the look, and everything worked out for him until the ball got to Evan Ingram. Didn't give him a chance to make the catch. But those are the plays you don't want to make. You don't want to make a play going towards the sideline behind the line with a guy on his hip. Like, that's not good. I'm going to take my chances, and that's me. I'm always going to take my chances, ball in my hand, give myself a chance to get this quarterback sneak. We did it before,
right,
and it worked. So, like, let's be tough, man. We can't always just try to out-speed you and out-scheme you. Some things is we just got to be men and go out here and make these plays.
Yeah, speaking of being tough, that offensive line is getting beat to Hades right now.
I was watching our boy on the left side, and, man, you know, there were a few times.
Who? Which one, Walker Little?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A few times it didn't look pretty. And then we had our old boy playing later in the night, and I don't know. For some reason, this is my first time like really focusing on him because I didn't care about what else was happening, and he just seemed like a real dominant guy out there.
Which one?
Cam.
Oh, wow! You mean last night?
Yeah,
I see.
Because it was like right after the game, so
he got a game ball in the locker room. He got a game ball.
Yeah, good for him.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly,
it doesn't do anything for us.
You know, if everything I heard about coming out with Cam last week, they had to. I
have no problem with him trading. I still don't have a problem with him trading him, and he wasn't going to be here next year. Right. You know, I have no expectation of any of that. I'm fine with Walker Little being the left tackle for the team, but you know, it'd be nice if Cam went to Minnesota and was no good, but it doesn't appear that was the case last night.
Look, I just want him to play.
Yeah.
So we can get a 4th round pick. You know, he needs to play. I think. Might have been Sexton said it was like 2/3 of the snaps or something like that going forward. So the fact that he even played this week is big.
Yeah.
Right, that's a game's worth right there that you bank. Let's get Will on the east side next up on Jaguars Today. Good morning, Will.
Hey, guys. Good morning. Good morning. I just wanted to emphasize something. Good quarterback plays, like for Atlanta, Kirk Cousins, they're playing great. Jags, poor quarterback play. Everyone's getting scrutinized. Everyone's getting looked at. Everyone's under a microscope. At what point do we take our blinders off and bench Trevor Lawrence and let somebody else come in?
Never. I mean, never this season. It's not going to happen.
How many times are you going to bring that idea like it's ever going to have any credence? No.
I mean, just stop.
I mean, Deshaun Watson showed you guys, which he should have been benched a long time ago.
Last year,
yes.
probably.
But when you've got that much money in a guy, you've got to put the money on the field because then you're just wasting a ton of money on the bench. And they're not going to do that because they know my job is on the line, and I'm not going to take him off the field to put somebody else out there. My job is still on the line, so I'd rather go down with the guy that we have paid all this money to.
There was a weird situation during the game yesterday where the TV camera, while the Jags defense was on the field, panned over the sideline, and we saw Mac warming up on the sideline. I was like, "What's going on?"
Did he get?
That was after Trevor got rocked.
Yeah, Trevor took the big shot on the run.
Yeah,
and I was like, "Did something happen with that where he was able to finish the drive?" And we'll see what happens on the next drive. Well, Trevor was back out there, and then coming out of the halftime locker room,
he's warming up again.
Trevor took a long time to come out of the locker room. I was like, "Did something happen on that hit?" That they really didn't realize what the repercussions of until they got in the locker room. Were like, maybe we need to take it easy. Now he came out and he played, right? So anyone who was looking at that saying, finally, they're going to sit him down. It's like, no, that wasn't even the case then. Nope. It was he hurt? Right? Like that was the question that was being asked. That's the only thing that's going to get Trevor Lawrence off the field anytime soon is if he gets hurt. He's not getting benched for Mac Jones.
I mean, he could play poorly enough in a game, and they, bench you in deep in the second half.
But exactly, deep in the second half,
they're going to give you every opportunity to go out there and fail, fall on your face, or play well and continue to be the quarterback for this team.
What do you think Trevor Lawrence would draw on the trade market?
Oh, my gosh.
Right? Multiple first-round picks?
Every offensive coordinator, every head coach thinks they can get this guy and go play. Because he's not.
What did we get Mac Jones for? 6th-round pick?
Yeah.
Just saying. That's what the league's telling you.
Yep.
Okay? About what they think about Mac Jones. Look, if Mac has to play for the Jags, hope he plays great. I root for everybody.
For sure.
Puts on a Jag uniform. So I don't. It's not that. But you're delusional if you think Trevor Lawrence is anywhere close to being benched.
No.
Stephen Melbourne, you're up next on Jaguars Today. Go ahead.
Hey, guys. How you doing? Mike, I got my Victory Monday shirt. I just don't know when I'm going to ever wear it. But, no, the only positive I took, we stopped the brotherly shove twice. We scared him out of it. Josh Hines Allen showed up. Trayvon, we need to put him at short yardage because somebody put on Twitter he ran Wildcat. as the back in high school. Let's let him run the ball a little bit. I hate the play call on that last play. Doug confirmed they called that. But this is for Dave, and I just want to get your perspective since you played the position. Why is it that, for some odd reason, 15 to 20 plays on a play script, Trevor, it's either he stales 1 week or people drop the ball, but it doesn't seem to get in rhythm. But yet you put him in a hurry-up offense where he's calling the plays, he's deciphering, he's picking the target. He seems to be on point every time. I just wanted to get your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I'm not sure when we start the games why he sails the ball. And maybe it's the start of the game. Maybe he's a little nervous. I didn't think him coming out of college that would be a thing. As much football as he's played, I wouldn't think that'd be a thing. You can have an errant pass here and there to start a game just because you are working the nerves out. You need that first completion. You need that first hit, those kind of things to kind of get the cobwebs kind of worked out of you. But it's almost like every game, that's how we're starting. I don't know why. I don't know why he does that. He's a much better player than what we're seeing for him starting the games because, like he does, he gets in the second half and the reason why you can play much better and hurry up is because the defense is just going to stay in one or two coverages, and you know what those coverages are. You know your offense, and when you know exactly what they're doing, makes it a little easier for you as a quarterback.
Can't you dictate that in the first quarter?
You can. That's why I'm saying start the game that way.
I think we've probably said this almost every week this season, right?
Yeah.
Or at least asked, what is it that is causing them to fall behind every single time? And then they get rolling and they climb out of it and get some momentum and they come up just short. At least that's been the pattern for a lot of games this year. All right, if you're on the line, stay there. We'll get to you coming right out of the next break, which is straight ahead here on the Garber Auto Mall phone lines. It's a reaction Monday on Jaguars Today. How do you feel about the Jags' 28-23 loss to the Philadelphia Eagles yesterday? Hit us up. Let us know on Jaguars Today here on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today.
From the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors studios of 1010XL. He'll cross the line into the danger zone so you can be informed from the safety of home.
Out here, it's military law, and I'm in charge of enforcing it.
His car line takes you behind enemy lines. Brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors on 1010XL.
Want to be up close and personal with the Jaguars as they take the field? Here's your chance to be in the shadows, outside the Jaguars locker room, now called the Vault. Enter today at everbank.com/shadows. One winner and a guest for every home game at Everbank Stadium. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents of the United States and D.C. 18 and older. Entry periods for the Shadow Sweepstakes promotion from 8/19/24 to 12/15/24. For official rules and complete details, visit everbank.com/shadows. Sponsored administrator, Everbank N.A. member FDIC.
Attention men and women. If you would like to get your hair back, then you need to listen to some of our clients. John in Orange Park.
IHRS showed me what was causing my hair loss and helped stop it.
Call IHRS now at 904-777-IHRS. Find out how to grow your hair back with a free hair and scalp examination. Mike from Bay Meadows.
I finally found the most experienced company who could restore my hair. Now I have hair where I had none before.
Results guaranteed. Diane from Ponte Vedra.
Now I have what lotions couldn't give me. Thick, beautiful hair.
Find out why you're losing your hair and how to grow your hair back. Call 904-777-IHRS for a limited time free hair and scalp examination.
Now my hair will grow for the rest of my life. Thanks, IHRS.
Thank you, IHRS.
Thanks, IHRS, for giving me my hair back.
Hurry and receive a free hair and scalp examination and get 2 weeks of laser treatments for free. Call IHRS at 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. HairForMe.com.
Hey, gang, Prosser here to save you some cash. Maximize your home sale now with the market experts who deliver more money in less time, and those experts are Chad and Sandy Newman. Maybe you're worried about costly repairs or upgrades needed to sell your home. You don't have to worry. The worries are relieved with Chad and Sandy, the local real estate experts we are trusting and recommending with the sale of your home. Chad and Sandy guarantee your home sold at an agreed-upon price and deadline, or they will buy it. Mortgage rates are down. It's time to create your market. Marvin in Cobblestone writes, my siblings and I moved our parents to Maryland so they can get some extra help as they get older. Next, we had to sell the home to get them some financial help for their extra care. We hired Chad and Sandy, and they delivered big. Chad and Sandy's team got our home sold in 7 days above asking price. You can too. Call Chad and Sandy today, 904-414-6200, or go to chadandsandy.com. That's Chad, ANDSANDY.com.
It's a Dreamfinders Homes Monday.
Official home builder of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Transmission troubles? I'm Robin Sidbury, owner of Action Transmission Specialist on Merrill Road. So come in and see how we can help solve your transmission troubles. We service all makes and models. Remember, get traction. Call Action at 744-0755.
Have you or someone you care about been arrested or had their driver's license taken away? I'm Susan Cohen, and I work with David Robbins at the law firm of Epstein & Robbins. We are experienced fighters for those charged with DUI and all criminal offenses. I've been named the best DUI attorney in the state, and David has been named the best criminal defense lawyer in Jacksonville. In your battle with the justice system, there is only one thing you need to know. Dial David 24/7 at Epstein & Robbins, 354-5645.
Joe C. for CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living. There's nothing like the ambiance of a custom-built fireplace. The team at CSS can design and install the perfect setup, including wood, gas, and electric models, whether you want the elegance of an indoor fireplace or the warmth of an outdoor fire pit. You dream it, they build it. Visit their showroom or online at cssfireplaces.com.
You dream it, we build it. CSS.
These are interesting economic times. That's why it's so important to have someone you can count on. That's ITP Partners. Jacksonville folks taking care of our Jacksonville money. Experience? You best believe you want to give your hard-earned money to folks you trust. Jeff Hartman, Chris Bryan, Dan Abel, Reed Wingate, Scott Regner, Janice Cobb, and Reagan Wright have the expertise and knowledge to help clients in their financial lives, focusing on investment management, financial planning, and risk management. ITP Partners. Financial partners for life. Securities offered through American Portfolios Financial Services, Inc. Member FINRA SIPC.
The flagship station of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
This is David with Royal Pest Services. Join us Friday, November 15th from 12 to 2 with Helmets and Heels at Tony D's for our customer appreciation.
And there'll be free slices for you guys.
Tony, you've been down here long enough. It's y'all.
Jacksonville's building a fence along the goal line. This is the Superior Fence and Rail Defensive Player of the Game. Superior Fence and Rail, where quality matters.
Trayvon Walker flexed on the Eagles in a massive way over the weekend. The teal and black defensive end recorded 7 tackles, with 6 being solo, and he would pitch in a fumble recovery in what was a bright spot for Jacksonville. Walker's superior play was just what the doctor ordered, and he's your Superior Fence and Rail's defensive player of the game.
If you're tired of your fence looking like a bad hair day, well, it's time for a fence makeover with Superior Fence and Rail. They'll make your yard the talk of the town with a new fence installed by their expert team.
Your fence is fantastic.
My fence is giving all of my neighbors some serious pick and envy. Thanks, Superior Fence and Rail.
So get off the fence and call Superior Fence and Rail for your fence installation project today.
SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
What king in the deck of cards does not have a mustache? The answer next.
Filing any homeowner's claim is really easy with Southern Oak Insurance. Simply file your claim directly with us. We'll handle the vendors. It will save money for you.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
Silly as it sounds, the King of Hearts is the only king without facial hair. Supposedly a design error.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
This is Molly McDonald with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Local Sports Update. Brought to you by Kuhn Flowers. The Gators suffered a devastating loss on Saturday, losing QB DJ Lagway to injury in the first half against the Bulldogs. Gators head coach Billy Napier turned to his third-string quarterback, Aiden Warner, for the rest of the game and spoke after the game on how he thought Warner stepped up.
Hats off to Aiden Warner. We're talking about a guy who didn't go through spring practice, did a lot of two-spot work in training camp, won the backup job, or won the 3 job at some point in training camp. And then 2 weeks ago started taking real reps with the second unit. So 2 weeks of work with the second unit, and for him to be able to go operate today. But the guy made some plays. I mean, we literally tied it up, threw it away when he needed to, leaned on the defense. We played field position throughout. But yeah, he was one of many like him that stepped up for the team.
It's 79 degrees at 11 o'clock. Time in temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Not just Monday, David Garrard Monday on 1010XL. Brought to you by WaterboyJacks.com.
All right, this one, I got this during the postgame yesterday. If I'm the mayor and city council, I'm looking to tell Tony Khan. I guess they said Tony because he can tag him. You can't tag Sean here. I'm looking to tell Tony Khan, we aren't paying for a new stadium for that crap. I better not see Duval till we die in your profile at all, anywhere. So you'd rather, because you're frustrated and they got a bad team. We don't want the team anymore. That's your opinion. I would take that little Jaguar avatar off your account and just go root for another team.
Yeah.
You'd rather not have a team than have a bad team. And that's your prerogative. But I think that's crazy.
Well, I mean, just think of all the years the Lions, who have been around way longer
They've
than us.
They've never been to the Super Bowl, and they predate the Super Bowl by a lot of years.
They are.
Yeah, they showed it on TV yesterday. This is the Lions. They just got to 7-1 yesterday. It's their first 7-1 start since 1958.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
Like, that's what Detroit's dealt with. Like, they don't ever do this. This is never what Detroit does. They had maybe the best running back in the history of the NFL. That didn't get them here.
What did he go to the playoffs like once?
Yeah, I was just going to say. Yeah. I mean, ever since Barry Sanders.
They went to an NFC championship game, I think his second year.
Did they?
Yeah.
But ever since Barry Sanders, and even when he was there, he got out early because he was like, I'm done with this. They had Megatrons. They've had some pretty decent players. They had Stafford, and they still have had seasons where they didn't win one game.
Let me see. Postseason game logs. How many games in the postseason did Barry Sanders get? This is not postseason game logs. I swear to you, sometimes Pro Football Reference is a pain to navigate. It's become one of those sites, right, that you start opening up things and it starts putting a bunch of pop-ups in your view and all that stuff. Anyway, regular season, then it doesn't matter. Here we go.
Yeah. Barry Sanders won one playoff game.
That's what it was. Not that he played in one. He only won one playoff game.
Yeah, in that year they got the bye that year.
Right.
So that was a divisional round win. So they played the NFC Championship that year against Washington.
Lost 41-10, and then he
played 6 times. He played 6 times in the playoffs.
Yeah, got 5 more games, never won a single one. But again, that's their problem. And I get it. As a Jaguar fan, you're like, I don't care what they went through.
Yeah.
Right? This is what we're going through. But
just recently, they went where they didn't win any games the whole season.
Yes.
First ever to do it.
First ever.
By the way, similar to the Jags, undefeated in the preseason that year. The Lions were 4-0 in the preseason that year. Let's go to Jim in Yulee next up here on Jaguars Today. Good morning, Jim.
Good morning. How you guys doing?
Good. What's up?
Trevor Lawrence confuses me. Sometimes he'll make a throw and you'll be like, man, what an amazing throw. And then other times, you scratch your head at what he does. And I know every quarterback in the league is going to make mistakes every single game. It's impossible to be perfect. But it just, I don't understand why he can't get more consistent. Like, this is year 4 and he's still very, very inconsistent. So my question to you, David, is it him just not seeing the field, or is he not reading defenses right, or is it mechanics? Because he has all the physical tools, or is it possibly the scheme they run isn't conducive to his strength? And I'll take my question off the air.
All right, thank you, Jim.
Yeah, it's baffling to me too. Just the way they start the game, the way he starts the game, it's never. Oh, we're starting a game sharp today for whatever reason. And I'm not sure why, because you don't have to hit your first 2 guys as long as you hit the third guy for a first down to keep the drive going. So I don't know. I don't have an answer for it. I don't know why. I don't know why it takes the second half and then everything gets going. But he is definitely too old now to continue to have these kind of starts. And maybe it is play calling. Maybe it is the scheme. But he has guys open because we can see the ball come out, and sometimes they go over his head. Sometimes they're out wide, whatever reason. But he's not hitting guys consistently.
He's streaky. He's streaky within a game, and he gets on multi-game streaks as well. You know, like prior to this game, for the last month, for the most, and that we can all point to bad decisions and some errors he's made in that time. But overall, he played pretty well.
Yeah.
For the last 4 games.
Yeah.
Right. And he gets on those kind of runs, and I don't know if we had the answer. I'm sure if the Jags had the answer, they'd be trying something different. Right. And
I think the thing that bothers me is when you look at, when they put up the drive chart, there's a lot of punts to start the game. And then there's a field goal like right before the half. And then there's a punt right when you come out from the half. And then there's touchdown. And it just starts off so slow. And you want to, even though he's got good numbers, you're like, can we start the game, go down and score, come off the field, come back on the field, go down and score again, be up 14 points on a team as opposed to being down, and then we have to play catch up, because I hate those catch up garbage numbers, especially if you don't catch up and then win. You're just always playing catch up because defenses play differently when you're playing catch up. They want to bend but don't break because they extend the game, make the game longer.
They're running the clock.
Yeah, they're making it hard for you to catch up in the end, and that's the thing I don't like.
All right, thank you for the call. Let's go to Broom on the south side. Hello, Broom.
Hey, guys, how y'all doing? You guys, hope y'all having a good Monday. You guys kind of messed me up with that Trevor talk, what I originally want to talk, because it's hard to even critique Trevor when the coaching is just so terrible. And when I mean terrible, I can now name 3 games that we should have won due to coaching. That game, the Texans and the Browns. And the Colts win. They tried to give the Colts the game away. Up and just passing the ball and not running it. I mean, a real route to RB3, that shouldn't even be in the cards. Trevor is our best draft pick in history. At this point, we're not even respecting it. No, he's regressing. And like you said, I think you said it under your breath, man, I just don't know. But coaching, burn house. Need to go. They should have been gone after the Bills game. But that's on me. Y'all guys have a good one. Thank you for the call.
All right, appreciate it. First of all, I'm going to go with Tony Baselli, who's in the Hall of Fame as the best draft pick until shown otherwise. And, there are a lot of other draft picks that are pretty accomplished. But regardless, not to get too sidetracked on all that, I think I just don't understand even why the personnel group is what it is on that play with Dearness Johnson being on the field. So you could talk about the play call, the scheme, all that. He threw a bad ball.
Yeah.
He threw a ball where the only guy who could catch it was the Philadelphia defender. So it's a combination. Like, okay, they put you in a bad play. You got to put the ball in a place where only your guy can get it, or you sail it out of the back of the end zone.
At the very least, David, he misread it. Right? Like, if he threw it thinking Dearness is going to finish the route to the back pylon, which is kind of the way he threw it.
Yeah.
And Dearness obviously read on the play, as we've already discussed. He's on top of me. So if he's going to throw it to me, he's going to go back shoulder. Dearness reacted like that's what he expected when he turned around to find the ball. And instead, you can see him on the replay. He's looking, he's like, where's it going? Oh, no. Like, you can see it from the air. Like, just, oh, no. Why is it going over my head? Like, you can see that reaction.
Yeah.
So, bare minimum, he just misread the play and threw it where, all right, Dearness is going to finish here. Well, he didn't.
Which is more reason why you don't throw a jump ball down to a running back. They
hear you.
Don't do it enough. They don't.
And by the way, I looked. It would have been his first career touchdown reception.
They don't practice that. They don't. Receivers are always practicing over the shoulder, jump ball, back shoulders. Running backs hardly ever practice that kind of stuff. You've got to give a situation where the running back takes off and outruns a linebacker or safety, because that's how you know they're going to play them. That's why you want to throw a deep ball for a running back, but not there's good position. my running back is down there, let me take a shot. No, that's not what you do with the Jamar Chases of the world, the Brian Thomas Juniors of the world. Those are the guys you say, you know what, he's down there, let me see my guy go make a play. Not my running back. You don't want that.
All right, let's go to Regina in Mandarin next on Jaguars Today. Good morning, Regina.
Hey, good morning, yes. Good, no. And I want to dovetail on what you said when you were getting the handoff from the drill. There's so much wrong. Where do you start? My question is, what does Shad Khan do? I know you can't predict, but where does the team go from here? I mean, there's so much wrong. Where do things? And I'm thinking, well, hit the pocketbook. You know, are people going to want to travel to another city outside the area full time? You know, buy season's tickets when they're not going to be playing in Jacksonville much when the stadium's being rebuilt. And I'll take your comments off the air.
Yeah, I can't speak for people's buying habits when they're playing in Orlando or anywhere else. I have no idea what they're going to do.
I mean, it's got to adjust it a little bit, especially when your team isn't playing well. I mean, I think it gets adjusted when they're not playing well and you got a stadium right here at home. So, you know, that is what it is. We just need a better product out there, man. Something,
look,
whatever
and
it is.
We can't. I will say this. You know, talking with Brian Sexton yesterday, and he said this on the air because somebody called up and said Shad Khan doesn't care about this fan base. He's like, Shad Khan's on the phone, demanding answers every week with the people that you would expect him to be calling. Okay, and so I'm just telling you what Brian said. He said it yesterday on the air, and. You know, so I can't speak for Shad Khan. I don't know what he's going to do. I know it should all be on the table. Front office, coaching staff, everything should be up for grabs. And it is, right? But, you know, granted, the Saints fired their coach today. There's no guarantee that's going to provide them any more success. The Jets fired their guy. They're 1-3 since, right? And were it not for a big second half, they'd be 0-4 since. A lot of these other teams not firing their coaches right. I mean, if he were to do it, I'd understand. If he were to hardly anybody is going to fire the front office during the season. It almost never happens. Maybe really late in the year as a signal that, okay, job's going to be open. Yeah. Start, you know, brushing up on your resume, what have you, reaching out to some agents, something like that. But I don't know. I don't know what he's going to do, you know?
Look, I think we've been clear enough on this the whole time. Every time it's been brought up, I'm with you, right? Like, I'm not arguing against you with the idea that, yeah, they could start over at GM and head coach if that's the direction they want to go. I vote with you, right? If I had a vote, it's election day tomorrow. I vote with you on the idea of that being the way I would like to see it turn out. I don't necessarily expect that's going to be the way this whole thing plays out.
Hey, look, I had somebody suggest to me yesterday that he might clean out the front office and keep the coaching staff.
Okay.
Right? I put it this way. I think that would be at least met with more approval than the alternative, then get rid of the coaching staff but keep the guy who's building the roster that supposedly was the best in franchise history. I don't know, though. I can't speak for Shad on anything, really, obviously. All right, let's take a timeout. We'll come back. More of your calls on the other side. If you want to hang in there, we'll take you in the order that you came in on a Reaction Monday. Jags fall again. 2-7, 28-23 to the Philadelphia Eagles. This is Jaguars Today on 1010XL, 92.5 FM. Hey, folks, Mike Dempsey here for Dandy Foods. You know what? Fresh week. Start off with a fresh menu. You can have a different Dandy item every single day and really go on probably for months and months. You can go to some area gate stations, and there are over 30 Dandy varieties available to you right there at that moment. All fresh, all delicious, all made with the highest quality ingredients. If you want some of those classic sandwiches and subs, try the hot roast beef and provolone, maybe the Italian combo that melts in your mouth, the all white meat spicy buffalo chicken, or, of course, the big old classic 100% beef cheeseburger. All those served on fresh ciabatta bread, which is baked locally, delivered daily as you'd expect from the Thompson family. The creators of Dandy, nearly 70 years ago, thriving as a Jacksonville-based business because they do it right. They don't skip on quality. They keep the prices reasonable. They give you great variety on top of all that. When you're hungry at Duval, Dandy's the name to know. So do what I do when you are and go out and make yours a Dandy. And do it today.
Jaguars Today for the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios.
Here we come.
The best defense is a superior fence. Superior Fence and Rail highlights the defensive player of the game. On 1010XL, Superior Fence and Rail, where quality matters.
Movember is Men's Health Awareness Month, so take charge of your health and vitality at Ackerman Urology in Mandarin, Middleburg, The Beaches, and World Golf Village. For prostate and urological needs, trust Ackerman Urology. AckermanUrology.com.
Bet live with Hard Rock Bet. Real-time wagering till the very last play. Missing the kickoff doesn't mean all bets are off.
Delay a game on the guy who hasn't bet yet.
Sometimes you just know your team is going to come back. The sportsbook for every kind of player. Hard Rock Bet. Roll with us. Get up to $100 back if your first bet doesn't win. Payable and bonus bet up to $100, not a cash offer. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
When pests invade your space, you don't just need them out, you need them out fast. And you need to keep them out. At Terminix, we show up for you and eliminate pests quicker. Because we care about what matters most to you. When pests show up, so do we. Don't live with a pest problem. Terminix it. Visit Terminix.com today to schedule a free inspection online. That's TERMINIX.com. TERMINIX.com. Terminix it.
Jaguars Today. It's a Dream Finders Homes Monday.
I'm Jeff Middlecoff with Trustline Mortgage. My business partners, Alan Tyre, Bill Pappas, and Ken Rimley, have been helping first-time home buyers with their mortgage financing all over Florida for 34 years. First-time home buyers can get no or low down payments, anywhere from 0 to 3.5% down. As a first-time home buyer with Trustline Mortgage, you get added benefits for doing your loan with us, like lower rates on your mortgage insurance and lower closing costs. Oh, and did I forget to mention that Trustline gives first-time home buyers better mortgage interest rates? Here's the bottom line. Trustline Mortgage wants to help first-time home buyers accomplish your goal of home ownership. That's why Trustline Mortgage is offering the best first-time home buyer benefits around, period. Trustline Mortgage delivers with no and low down payments, lower closing costs, and better interest rates. Call Trustline Mortgage today at 381-LOAN. Yes, 381-LOAN to find out how we can help you buy your dream home. Or visit our website at TrustlineMortgage.com. Trust your instincts and follow the line to Trustline Mortgage.
Certain restrictions apply. See office for details. Trustline is an equal housing opportunity. MLS number 331480.
If you're getting engaged this holiday season, celebrating an anniversary, birthday, or shopping early for the holidays,
you do not want to miss Beards Diamond's incredible 44th anniversary sale.
everything store-wide is on sale up to an unbelievable 44% off.
At the St. John's Town Center or BeardsDiamonds.com.
Bueller Air and Plumbing presents Are You Cool?
Today's contestant, a gravy taster from Jacksonville, Florida, me, Dennis Mosley.
Hi, Ken.
Okay, Dennis. 100 plumbers surveyed, top answer on the board. What does it mean if someone says your home has hard water?
It's made of ice? Let's see. Hard water. Oh, is it club soda mixed 4-to-1 with vodka?
Last chance, Dennis. What is hard water?
Oh, is it that limescale stuff that makes my taps all crusty?
That's right, Dennis. And a water treatment system from Bueller Air and Plumbing will eliminate troublesome limescale deposits that can ruin your expensive appliances and let your neighbors know for sure that you are cool.
I wonder if I can get me a gin and tonic faucet.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Go inside your home team's locker room with Jags beat reporter Hayes Carline.
Check out my blog at 1010XL.com.
So you can catch all the news and nuggets you need to know.
My blog is brought to you by Roland Reese Plumbing,
where quality and experience count.
Hacker here, and let me tell you, this is the stuff I never thought I'd say. I now weigh 209 pounds thanks to Awaken 180. To put that in perspective, I'm down from a triple XL to a large. My waist has dropped 10 inches from a 48 to a 38. I honestly never thought I'd get to this point. And one of the best parts now is that I get to be so active and play every afternoon with my 5-year-old little Hack. Now, none of this would have been possible without Awaken 180 weight loss. They don't just help you lose weight, they make the impossible possible. We're celebrating this Saturday at Mr. Chubby's Wings in Ponte Vedra Beach for a Florida-Texas watch party. Yes, I will be eating, and yes, I'll be drinking.
Both are approved while losing weight with Awaken 180. Now, if you're ready for your own transformation, making the impossible possible, do what we all did and choose the solution for weight loss at awaken180weightloss.com. If they did this for me, they can do it for you too.
Hi, I'm Chuck Farah. We know how important it is for you to have a vehicle after you've been injured in a car accident. So when we represent you for your personal injury claim, we'll help you get a rental car from the insurance company while your car is being repaired. And we'll provide this service at no additional fee. If you're hurt and you've got no car, let my team go to work for you. Farah and Farah, protecting you and your family. Call us at 396-5555 or go to farahandfarah.com. Jacksonville.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. He's our QB. It's a David Garrard Monday on 1010XL. Brought to you by WaterboyJacks.com.
All right, we'll get right back to your calls, but Tony Smith's going to take us on a quick tour around the rest of the National Football League. Right now. Here it comes.
Now, Gems Around the NFL. Brought to you by Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jax Beach.
The New Orleans Saints have fired head coach Dennis Allen. The Saints won their first 2 games of the year, but have lost 7 straight since, including yesterday to Carolina. Dallas quarterback Dak Prescott left their game with a hamstring injury. Cowboys wide receiver CeeDee Lamb will be getting an MRI today to determine the extent of a shoulder injury that he suffered yesterday. Chicago offensive tackle Darnell Wright will be getting an MRI today to determine the extent of a knee injury that knocked him out of their game yesterday, but the initial reports indicated that it is an MCL sprain, so we'll see on that. New Orleans wide receiver Chris Olave was knocked out of their game yesterday with a concussion that required him to be carted off the field. He was taken to a local hospital from the game and has since been released from the hospital. He did have movement in all his extremities when he was being carted off. And Atlanta wide receiver Drake London left their win yesterday with a hip injury, but a hip injury that he suffered on a touchdown. So it's a happy hip injury for Drake London. We'll see if it's long-term anything with Drake. But, yeah, he did suffer the injury, but on a TD.
Yeah, we saw the stat that got put out about New Orleans yesterday playing Carolina. Like, Carolina's the coach killer. Like, if they beat you, you're done. But the Saints outgained Carolina by over 150 yards. They ran for over 150 yards, and they won the turnover battle. In the last 20 years, teams that had done all 3 of those were 275-0. Now 275-1. Thanks to the Saints. So there you have that. All right, 641-1010 on the Garber Auto Mall phone lines. Travis in Connecticut is up next. Good morning, Travis.
Morning, fellas. Just 2 quick things. I think Trevor's obviously shown he can get on the heater during the season, couple games in a row. I think his decision-making in times of crucial points in the game, like the end of the game yesterday, just has to improve for him to take that next step. And then the last thing, 3rd and 22, we give up a touchdown, but our best cornerback is not on the number 1 receiver in the game. A.J. Brown goes out. In my mind, Tyson should have been shadowing Devontae Smith all over the field. He should have knew what he had for lunch that day. He was that close to him. I'll just take your comments off the air. Thanks, guys.
All right, appreciate it. I don't know if anybody in coverage would have prevented that catch yesterday, but I get the larger point. Like, we're paying Tyson a lot of money.
Yeah.
Now, not every team travels their top corner. In fact, a lot of teams put their top corner on the number 2 guy and double the number 1 guy. Yeah. Well, I didn't see a double on Devontae at that point. He was clearly the number 1 guy at that point. That one, is that worse than, hey, we're going to give up and settle for a field goal, and you let Saquon go right up the gut and cut it around the end and go untouched on 3rd and 18? I mean, what in the world?
No, the touchdown that the receiver made, that was an amazing play and catch. And the DB was right there. He just made a hell of a play.
But Darby on the day,
but he was just
toasted.
getting cooked.
Right. So
I kept looking after every catch to see who the DB was. I'm like, oh, damn, it's Darby.
Quite often was Ronald Darby yesterday. All right, Harold in Maryland is up next on a Reaction Monday. Harold, go ahead, please.
Hey, fellas, how's it going?
All right.
It's easy to me, it seems easy to, like, Trevor made a bad throw on the wheel route and everyone, we could talk about that. But the more I watch the games, to me, it seems like, and I had a couple examples I want to get you guys' feedback on, that the schemes, just the overall schemes and the play calling on both the offensive and defensive side of the ball just doesn't appear to be put these players in the best position. For example, on offense, I heard a stat that Trammell had the same number of targets as Thomas. A guy that came, you bring up off the practice squad. It just seems like they're not tailoring their offense to their playmakers. The other example I had on offense was, Tank Bigsby's been hot recently. I mean, he's been a beast and has looked explosive. They bring ETN back in, and it gets more of the sort of the split carry. Doesn't let sort of Tank get in the groove early when they could try to run. And then on the defensive side of the ball, it's sort of the same thing. To me, it seemed like, I don't know how many times I saw Eric Armstead on the edge on a first down play after a TV timeout and stuff, and he was just getting abused, being pushed out of the way. And a lot of those big running, plays to Barkley, he was running right by Eric Armstead. I just don't get – it just seems like, on defense that when they're in the whole hockey substitution type of thing that Nielsen's trying to do with running guys in and out – just doesn't seem to me that they're putting on offense or defense these players in the best positions, and they're not tailoring a scheme for their playmakers. I just wanted to get your thoughts on that.
All right, and we talked about the Brian Thomas thing in the first hour. It's hard to know, was he being used as kind of a decoy this week, right, with the injury? Because, again, by the way, he had 4 targets to Tremmell's 3, but basically the same, yes, which leads me to believe that he probably was less than 100%, and especially the way he went down when he caught that ball towards the end of the game. He caught it, he turned, and kind of gave himself up right there without fighting for anything extra, and it wasn't a question of clock management. So I can't speak specifically that. I hope Doug Peterson gets asked about that today. Was Brian Thomas, and if he was not hindered by the rib issue,
then why'd y'all hinder him?
Then why didn't you throw to him more? He did play the most snaps, but again, if he's out there, maybe you're thinking, well, he's going to draw more. We could put Elijah Cooks out here all day, and that's not going to do anything, right? Elijah Cooks played 3 snaps in the football game. These are issues that we've brought up plenty of times,
right? And I do think I can't understand their run plan in yesterday's game at all. Right, like no part of it. I don't understand it. I don't know why Tank, with what you've seen him do for the last month, I get it. ETN's back. That's cool. You got your shiny toy. It's back. But that doesn't mean that Tank hasn't earned the opportunity to be the guy early in the game that you give a chance, right, to get the run game potentially going. I'm not sure that it would have worked, right, if they had chosen to go that direction with it, but they didn't even try that. To
be fair, though, ETN had more yards on 3 carries than Tank did on 8.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. But that's 11 carries between Tank and ETN? What?
Well, you're down 22-0.
And you only had 5 plays in the first half.
You can't convert third downs, so you're not getting plays to get the running game going.
But that does go to that end-of-game situation. Not a bad time to get Tank 2 more.
Or have, if you're going to throw the ball to a running back, have ETN on the field.
Right.
No, I'm
ETN had given that one away. They've been so crazy about that stuff since they got here. Someone makes that kind of mistake in a game, and they're like, you're dead to us for the rest of this game. They do that a lot.
Dylan and I checked this morning. Dylan did more of the checking, to be honest. But Travis Etienne had 1 touch after he popped the ball up in the air. So that did seem like they're because it felt like he disappeared completely.
Trammell started the game off with a fumble, but then the very next time, who's out there to receive the punt?
Because I think that's
at least that one.
What they
decided the one after that was Kirk. Like the one at the end of the first half, when it did feel like the game situation was different, so that may explain it. We might need a big play here, or it was Parker.
Parker, yeah.
Right, for that one. Like they did put Parker back for that specific punt.
At the end of the half?
At the end of the half.
Yeah,
it was like we made
very next punt.
Right.
He was back out there.
Absolutely. And I do think there's something to look, you bring him up off the practice squad with the idea of we don't want to expose Parker more than we have to. Mm-hmm. Not that we wouldn't be willing to use him as a returner, but we don't want to use him more than we have to.
We don't want him hurt on punt team when he's one of our main receivers now.
So, I don't have an issue with Trammell being the guy returning that first punt. I am surprised, given the way they handle those kind of things, that he would return
That's what I was talking about, the second one.
Yeah, I don't get it.
All right, if you're on the line, we'll try to get to you coming up in our final segment straight ahead as we all react to the Jags' latest disappointment, the 28-23 loss to the Philadelphia Eagles yesterday. 641-1010 on the Garber Auto Mall phone lines. You're listening to Jaguars Today on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today from the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios of 1010XL.
There are 3 certainties in life: death, taxes, and if you stay in your home long enough, a new roof. Hick it here for our friends at Lockhart Roofing. Nobody better in Jacksonville. How do I know? They are a local certified Master Elite contractor, and that means they have a GAF Master Elite warranty. That's the best in the roofing industry. In this day and age, don't settle for cheaper discount roofers. Lockhart Roofing has been here for decades. They aren't going anywhere. Call my friends at Lockhart Roofing, 994-3851. That's 994-3851. Lockhart Roofing, Jacksonville's best for Jacksonville people.
Now, the Randy Marion Cadillac Drive of the Game. Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville. Drive to the game in luxury with Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville.
Jacksonville may have been down late in the contest, but with their perseverance, they showed that they were certainly not out. Thanks to a 9-play sequence capped off by a Trevor Lawrence 4-yard touchdown run, the Teal and Black made the score 28-23 with 4:04 left in regulation. The 70-yard drive is your Randy Marion Cadillac Drive of the Game.
Hey, John, I think everyone in Jacksonville is ready to elevate their ride.
Absolutely. At Randy Marion Cadillac in Jacksonville, we have stunning 2024 Escalades and Lyrics in stock right now.
And the great news is you can get a $4,000 Escalade loyalty rebate.
Don't wait for the 2025 models to come in.
Luxury is just a visit away. Randy Marion Cadillac, Southside Boulevard, Jacksonville.
Not available with some other offers. Must take retail delivery by 10/31/24 plus tax tag title $8.99 admin fee and resist all on approved credit.
Tell them Jennifer sent ya.
Googan Nation, it's Dreamfinders Danny Hicken here to tell you this is no dream. The folks at Dreamfinders Homes right now have an unbeatable interest rate for you. You may not think you can afford a Dreamfinders home. Well, think again. Take advantage of a 2.99% year one rate. I said it, 2.99%. 15 Jacksonville communities to choose from. Find that dream house and take advantage of an unbeatable rate. Move now, literally. Dreamfinders Homes, the official home builder of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Dreamfinders Homes, Monday.
On Jaguars Today.
When it comes to selling your home, it can be stressful. Take the stress out with my friends, Chad and Sandy Newman. Maybe you're worried you won't sell your home for the price you need. How's this for a guarantee? Chad and Sandy guarantee your home sold at an agreed-upon price and deadline, or they'll buy it. No required costly repairs. Pick your move date. There are no long-term contracts, and you can cancel at any time. Mortgage rates are down, creating more active buyers and sellers. And if you've been waiting, now is a great time to sell your home. Take Kim in Palm Coast. I needed to move closer to family ASAP, but I had to sell my Palm Coast home first. I tried and failed with another agent. So my family said, you got to call Chad and Sandy. Well, sure enough, as promised, Chad and Sandy did it. They sold my home in 3 days, above asking price. Call the local Jacksonville experts I trust and recommend. Call Chad and Sandy today at 904-414-6200 or go to chadandsandy.com. That's Chad, ANDSANDY.com.
Denny Thompson here. They're still growing. Tyson Sound and Security is looking to hire a master electrician. Are you or someone you know a master electrician with residential experience? Candidate will start at the industry's most competitive pay. Apply online at TysonSoundandSecurity.com or call to apply 762-1000. Tyson Sound and Security hiring a master electrician offering top-notch industry pay. Call to apply 762-1000. Equal opportunity employer.
Swammin, when was the last time that you cleaned your air ducts?
Dad, I manage the air duct cleaning at Zero Res. Trust me, my ducts are cleaner than the plates after Thanksgiving dinner.
Well, I hope so, but it's not just you I'm thinking of. Everyone in Jacksonville should get their air ducts cleaned before the holidays.
You're right. Even though we don't blast the heat like up north, we still trap dust and allergens when the windows stay shut. All that gunk just recirculates through your home and makes your air quality worse.
So you're saying Zero Res air duct cleaning keeps my air fresh and ready for my holiday guests?
Exactly. Clean ducts means cleaner air, just in time for Thanksgiving. Plus, we've got a November special running right now. Call Zero Res today and we'll give you $50 off. No more dust, just fresh, clean air for you and your family this holiday season.
Sounds good, son. Now, how about that family discount?
We'll see, Dad.
Visit ZeroResJacksonville.com or call now. Zero Res,
spelled forward or backwards, it's the right way to clean.
Zero Res.
Give us your hot take.
Pop quiz, hot shot.
On the 1010XL text line, designed by Lifetime Enclosures.
You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm awake and I speak English, so yeah, I do know what you're saying.
Be part of the conversation. 641-1010.
Attention skilled electricians. Are you undervalued at your current company? Time to step up to the bigger projects and better opportunities. Join the team at Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering not just a job, but an experienced, top-notch pay, unbeatable benefits, and the best working environments in the business. Please join the team that values your skills and rewards your hard work. Elevate your career to new heights. Apply today at millercareers.com, an equal opportunity employer.
Brian Wall here with Window World. You know that awesome feeling when you finally find that one place to go to that will give you a top quality product at a great price and then stand behind what they sell you? That's exactly what Window World does. Top quality, energy efficient windows at a great price that keeps more of your money in your bank account. With the absolute best guarantee in the window replacement business. That's why Window World has been the #1 window replacement company in the USA for years, selling more than 1 million windows each year for the past 8 years. That's a lot of satisfied customers, and you can be one too. Save money on installing new energy-efficient windows and save on your energy bills too. You can't lose. And if anything goes wrong with your new Window World windows ever, Window World and I will be there to make it right. Call Window World today or see them online and have them come and give you a free estimate and see why we are so proud of our products and the work we do for our customers. Call Window World or go online at windowworldneflorida.com. And thank you for your business.
Window World also offers energy-efficient doors.
This is Dr. Michael Iorio, internal medicine physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jaguars, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
After a slow start in the first half for the Jags, they found themselves down by 22 in the middle of the third quarter. The Jags fought their way back to make it a one-score game. However, they failed on the last possession as the Eagles foiled the comeback efforts. Head coach Doug Peterson spoke on the last drive.
Yeah, no, we, with the time left, we had talked about it on the sideline to kind of slow the pace there at the end. You know, and it's just something you got to try to do, right? You can try to, you stay in bounds, or if it's incomplete, you play another down, whatever it is. But it's still, the bottom line is, too, we still needed to score. And felt good, too, with the way our defense had played. It would give us a shot.
Sound courtesy of Jaguars.com. I'm Molly McDonald with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars Update.
XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the Cool Down with Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing. Keeping Jack's cool since 1987.
Maybe we should do a contest, and I'm not doing it, I'm just musing on it, but maybe we should do a contest, Tony. People predict the score of the next time we'll be able to give away Victory Monday shirts, because I think the mothballs are in order right now. Don't want them full of holes when we finally dig them out again.
It's not been great.
Got Minnesota coming in, then we get Detroit. Oh, Detroit, piece of cake, right?
Can we see if we can go to the commissioner and see if we can swap with some other guys?
We need to pay somebody to come in. We need to pay them $200,000 to get their program going to come in here and be our sacrificial lamb. I'm talking about a college team. I thought
you were talking about the Panthers.
Well, I don't know. They won yesterday.
Did. Maybe we should ask the Saints if they'll switch out the Vikings.
Anyway, it's gallows humor, right? Tough times for these Jags. Let's get a couple calls to wrap things up here. Matt in Riverside is next on a Reaction Monday. Good morning, Matt.
Good morning. Hey, David.
Hey.
Just wanted to ask you a question. You made a comment about running backs not catching over the shoulder passes, things like that. But didn't Barkley catch a phenomenal catch in the corner of the end zone over the shoulder, and the ball was placed perfectly? Mullins' offense at Florida, they ran the wheel route, and the running backs caught it. So I was just asking, it seems to be more on the placement of Trevor. Instead of not recognizing the coverage, he just threw it up. If the ball would have been thrown to his back shoulder against the sideline and been able to use the sideline to help protect the ball, it would have been completed. But point is, Barkley made a beautiful catch with a perfect placement ball. So why is it their running backs could make those catches? And I understand the ball was placed where he didn't have a chance because the defender was actually beyond him, and really the only place the ball could have been caught was by the defender.
All right, Matt, let me jump in. I think we got the question here. I would ask, why doesn't everyone jump backwards over a guy who's trying to tackle him? Maybe Saquon's just like at the upper elite end of what is capable at the position. Like he's a crazy, phenomenal athlete.
And we've seen Trevor Lawrence throw touchdown passes to running backs.
Yeah, sure.
Certainly. Like that was a really bad play.
This was a different situation. So a running back, you're wanting him to just run by a guy and you throw it down there and he makes a nice catch over his shoulder. Yes. Every offensive skill player should be able to do that. I'm talking about it's more of a jump ball. You're not asking a running back to go jump ball over somebody unless you realize you've got a talented running back that can do whatever you need him to do. Saquon Barkley isn't even that guy. Hey, you're going to run 40 yards. You're going to have a linebacker or safety right there on your hip, and you've got to now go moss this guy. That is not what you're asking a running back to do.
But if I was going to ask a running back to do it, I'd ask Saquon.
I would too, because I know he has physical abilities that most guys don't have.
Right. And I get the point, and I think you are like that play. It was like I'd expect Travis Etienne to be able to make that. It's like a running, diving catch. You're going in one motion. But like you said, you're talking about like positioning and fighting guys like receivers
that's what they don't do
every day in practice.
Exactly, because most running backs are shorter guys, and they don't have a lot of basketball skill.
They catch a lot of swing passes.
Some of them do, but usually your receivers, they've played basketball. They know how to get down there. They know how to go high point the ball because that is what they get paid for, and that is what they practice all the time. That's what I'm talking about. When we had Mojo was a great receiver. He had great hands, but he needed to run by the guy for me to be able to launch the ball down there to him. Not he's got a 6'1" guy on him. Mojo was only 5'9"-ish, 10. So I'm not trying to throw a jump ball to him. I'm trying to give him an opportunity with his speed, run down there, run past the guy, catch the ball over your shoulder.
All right, thank you for the call. Let's go to Terry on the west side. Last caller this morning. Good morning, Terry.
Good morning. I have two things. I feel like I want to get the positive. I feel like the D-line played good enough. Just Josh Island came up, Trayvon with the fumble, and, we stopped the tush push. And my second thing is, why is the fan base giving up on Travis Etienne like he just wasn't injured? I'm already seeing people on X telling we should trade him by tomorrow and this and that. I'm like, guys, he's been hurt, and, hey, Tank has hot hands, so why not play him? I understand Trevor's not been doing well this year, but I just feel like you shouldn't give him too easy.
All right, Terry, you're breaking up a little bit there, but just to weigh in on what you had to say there, I think my guess, okay, I can't speak for everybody, but this is my guess, is that Tank's been playing well. That's a part of it. People, get, I don't know if it's irrational, but like guys get hurt, and it's like they blame the player sometimes for being hurt. Well, he's not producing, right? And there's part of that. Like, hey, we're 2-7. We got Travis Etienne. If we can get something for, is he changed the outlook of this team? And then you add to it, he bats the ball up in the air. You can't bat the ball up in the air and get it picked off there. And I'm not saying he's the only one who makes mistakes, but it's like we killed Trevor with that fumble. You can't fumble inside the 5-yard line. You can't do it.
You can't fumble. You can't have the ball punched out into the end zone, and then Miami gets the ball and then goes 80 yards on one play. And you can't bat the ball up. You can't make these poor plays in crucial times of the game and think everybody's just going to be hunky-dory with you.
It made me seem like the coaching staff, like the way he got one carry in the second half. After that was it. And it's not like they ran the ball a ton.
Because they started the game thinking, all right, we've got Etienne back. Let's make sure we mix him in. Let's get the ball in his hands, receiving it, blah, blah, blah. He bats the ball up. All right, you know what? We tried. I'm sorry. Tank, here we go. And now, who's our third running back? Let's go give him a jump ball situation here at the end of the game.
Yeah, I don't understand. Like, if you were going to bench a guy and he's benched, but he did play after that. So I can't speak for the fans. I get it. Right? We're not trying to kill any one guy. That's the problem. Then fire up today's 10-10 take, Dylan, if you would.
10-10
take.
Now, Mike Dempsey's 10-10 take. Brought to you by
Double checked. Cybersecurity made simple.
I think, look, it'd be frustrating as well. If you're 2-7 and your offense was just bam, 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 and the defense lets you down every single week, why can't we fix this one thing?
Yeah.
But it's almost worse to me that it's like, well, defense played really well. But then they gave that uncontested run to Saquon on 3rd and 18 on a give-up play. A give-up play. We didn't touch the guy. So, the defense played better, but they kind of let us down. Offense, one first down in the entire first half, you're miserable. So, okay, you rallied. Well, you rallied in part because your defense scored in the second half. And this game was more, if you're going to laud one side, it's the defense that played better.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Yeah.
To me. But that's not always, it goes back and forth. And now the one thing we've been able to count on is pristine special teams this year. They've been really good.
Yeah.
Logan Cook's phenomenal. Cam Little's missed one kick all year, and the coverage hasn't been an issue. We haven't been giving up big returns or anything like that. And then you get a stop to start the game. Hey, let's see if special teams can do something wrong here. And obviously, Austin Travel's not trying to fumble the ball.
No.
And it's a hell of a play. But like you said, Dave,
at the worst time, it's just the worst
time and the speed of the game.
Yeah.
Like that guy was in on him, but you've got to have that sense that guy is bearing down on you and either call the fair catch or be able to catch it and make a quick move out of the way. But
or just hold on to the ball.
I mean, we would be calling that guy special teams player of the week if it was our guy who knocked it free, because it was such a beautiful play. But hang on to the football.
But we just haven't had a game where all three phases have been just solid all day. And you can still lose when all three phases are playing solid, but we still haven't had a game where they all have played solid so we can see this team in its glory and its ability.
What it's capable of.
Yeah, what it's capable of. And that's the most frustrating thing, because you would think after, 7, 8 games, however many games it's been so depressing I can't even keep count anymore. But we haven't been able to see it one time this year. Everybody play well.
Yeah.
No. Look, I'll say on the ETN trade thing, I think fans, if they did that this week, if they traded ETN and they saw what they would actually get back for ETN, I think they'd be mad.
Get like a 5th round pick.
Yeah, they would be mad.
I think that would be it's like, why are we trading ETN for a 5th round pick?
Yeah.
Are they nuts? Well, that's about what you're going to get for ETN, because he has been hurt, right? And he has fumbled the ball, and he did knock it up into the air. It's not like other teams can't look at him and say, well, he can help us with this. But you're not going to get whatever you imagine in your head you might be able to get for ETN. That's not what you're getting back in a trade for Travis Etienne at this point. So I think if they traded him, people would be even angrier that they would be willing to trade him. It's like, so what, we're going to play Dearness Johnson more? Is that the solution? Right, in the backfield for him? No, they need both those guys. They just need one or the other of them to not be making big errors in big moments.
In Cam Robinson's case, he was not going to be back with the team
100%.
next year.
Yeah.
Etienne, they already picked up his 5th-year option, and if you let him go, you say, okay, we'll turn it over to Tank. Well, Tank is almost a 0 in the passing game. I mean, he hasn't been great in protection, and he hasn't been short-handed catching the football. Yeah. So you're going to need another running back. You've already got one on the right. I
know
can't
why
wite it
fans
off.
are saying it, yeah, but I don't think anyone would be truly happy if they did.
And look, we saw the report from Adam Schefter that the Jags were almost done with a deal with Pittsburgh to send Christian Kirk there prior to last week's game. So I don't think you can rule it out entirely. But I guess we'll find out by the 4 o'clock deadline tomorrow. Let's say hello to Helmets and Heels.
Now, the 2-minute drill, brought to you by Injury Care Centers, the exclusive provider of BioTarget regenerative therapy for pain. Visit GoBioTarget.com for a location near you.
LB, hello.
Hi.
Did you go to the Georgia-Florida game this week?
I did not. I was sick all last week and weekend.
You're probably smart. A lot of fists were flying.
Yeah, that's true. I would not have been one of those people. But
can't wait to see the outcome of all this that's coming down the line.
I know. It certainly doesn't make the city look good. Even if the people had a reason for that, I still think there's a way to handle it, I suppose. But that's...
Yeah, beat a guy with hammer fists 20 times and then tase him. I mean, that seems to be a way to handle it.
Yeah. And so, we don't know exactly what happened. But between that, the Jason Kelsey video, it just feels like people are just on edge these days.
Anyway.
Same with Jaguars fans. They're on edge as well.
And look, I get it. Jaguar fans are upset, and they have every right to be. They're 2-7. Their team finds creative ways to blow it again. Another winnable game yesterday, no matter how bad they played.
I still can't believe that the Jaguars had a chance to win that game.
You know, Dave, we're just talking about like they can't put it all together. Not every team puts it all together every week.
But they find a way to win.
They find a way to win.
Yeah.
You find a way to make a few more plays than the other team, and the Jags in those close games now have lost 5 times by 5 points or less, which is 2 more than any other team in the NFL.
Can you imagine if you're Trevor Lawrence and you look out, right, you're watching your defense take on this Eagles offense, and you're like, what would it be like? What would my stats be like if I had A.J. Brown, if I had Devonta Smith, if
Yesterday,
I had Saquon
not very
Barkley?
good. AJ went to the locker room. But look,
right, but I
they
mean,
got
in
a lot of
general,
things.
those guys help their quarterback out. When do Trevor's guys help him out?
BTJ does. Got to throw him the ball.
Sometimes he does, yes. He's had a dropper here. I've been a big advocate for BTJ all season long, and they don't get him the ball enough.
I've
Yesterday,
seen A.J.
yes,
Brown drop
injured.
the ball.
Oh,
I saw Saquon drop the ball
Plenty of
in like
times.
week 2 on what was a easy first down, and lost the game for him. So
Did you think that first touchdown, Saquon Barkley was bobbling it, and then they never reviewed it?
I will. I'll have to go back and watch it.
He
They really never showed a
It
great
looked good to me.
angle.
Yeah.
So I
Well,
never.
it clearly was for them.
Well, I'd have to go back and look now that you said that, but
I wouldn't waste your time.
no,
because it's still a catch.
Something to do.
I mean, if the Jags had won, we would all have been rewatching this game. Like, how did they do that? But
we
alas.
would have been. It would have felt great to me.
Yep. Sure.
Like, I was excited, man. I was like counting how many shirts we giving away. How many are we going to give away tomorrow?
What's Austin Trammell's number? It would have been that many.
Nah, I don't think it'll ever be that. What number is he?
86.
Is he? Well,
That would have been a lot of shirts.
that would have been a lot of shirts.
That might be too many.
Anyway, what's coming up today?
Oh, we'll continue the Jaguars conversation. We'll also get it to that Georgia-Florida game and some other college football as well. And tonight begins basketball season. I'll be there as Florida men's basketball takes on USF. Excited about that.
Begins. The Knicks have already played several games.
College basketball.
Whatever.
Yeah.
All right. LB, have a great show. Thank you.
Thanks so much, guys.
All right. That'll do it for us today. DG, what do you got cooking this week? Anything?
Let's see. What do we have cooking? More softball this weekend. Just came off
What a
2
rough
back-to-back weekends of soft. It's tough.
He's like looking at me like I'm grinding.
Hey, you're out there at 8 a.m. and we didn't finish this last one until 10:30 that night. That's
All
a
right.
long day in Brunswick, Georgia.
All right. Tony Smith, have a good rest of your day. Dylan Denmark, the same. Let's go Patrick Mahomes, 6.5 points, and D-Rock buys again, which serves him right.
Yep.
Second week in a row, he picks against the Jags
keeps doing
with
it.
A.J. Brown.
Oh, I have no doubt
And his
he's
guy
going to
goes
take
out and gets
Jefferson
hurt.
this week. He's going to.
I might as well.
Yeah.
But I've already
Maybe
used
he's trying to help out the Jags.
I don't think he's.
Okay, so
I don't think he thinks
he's
he
not
has that
thinking
kind
it
of
that way.
power. No, that's not my guess. But regardless, let's go Patrick Mahomes. At least get me 7. All right, that'll do it for us today. We'll be back on a Check the Tape Tuesday tomorrow with Jeff Lageman here on 1010XL 92.5 FM.